how does it hold up
crazy.
here now, all these years later, would you say?
Well, I think it holds up well. I'm a big 80s
Yeah.
music fan, Dave.
Yeah.
If you don't know, when the sort of my thing when I was a kid was listening to the countdown. I used to listen to Countdown America with John Leader, the countdown we had available to us in our area. It's like the Hydrox of countdown. um, and I used to write down all of the songs. So I'm a huge nut for 80s music. I think it holds up. It sounds pretty good, and a lot of the artists like great to capture.
Yeah.
It's sort of like taking a family photo of all these people on a day in 1985 when they were, a lot of them won awards. And Lionel Richie, which to get back to Lionel Richie, he hosted the American Music
he was
Awards,
the host too. Yeah.
and performed in it, did a whole song and everything, and then had to go and do this. So he was like, I'm gonna make myself the first singer, so I take the weight off of, like,
Huh.
all these other people. I'll just knock out my part early.
Wow.
But what he didn't realize is, we got to restart it. So you would have to do it.
It was a
over
long
and
day.
over and over again. So long day for Lionel Richie, and
Yeah.
he was surely exhausted by the end of it, but
it was very successful. Made it was really the kind of brought in the 80s were kind of that decade of the celebrity single and the charity single and the concerts that really, I mean, there's some obvious famous ones before the 80s, but I mean, especially 1985, you think, with you mentioned earlier, Live Aid coming up later this summer, it was really kind of that was the peak of that kind of idea.
Yeah, it kind of takes you to what I think I'm nostalgic for is this idea of like, oh, here's an issue in the world, and let's all pull together and try to help with it, instead of what life has become now to some extent is, let's argue about if there's an issue.
Yeah, we can't even agree.
We can't even agree if there's an issue. So some people forge forward and actually do some good in the world, but something like this would be more difficult now, I think, because you have
are people really starving? There's fake news. People aren't really starving in Ethiopia in 1985. They don't believe it. No, it's just a hoax. Yeah,
some sort of conspiracy.
Yeah,
like that. So
it really makes these kinds of events seem even more powerful, the fact that they actually happened, and there was like an idealistic, I mean, obviously they didn't get paid to do this, so their money all went to the proceeds, so there was kind of an idealism, at least for this one night, that is kind of nostalgic in a way.
To do one night's work, even though it was a tiring work, and raise $63 million to actually help people out is amazing.
It is.